You two had a great laugh at me, camping me up last year. As you can see, I brought out a couple of tools with me today. Sorry it doesn't fit, Robin. Cue music. Fun off.
West didn't know that was going to happen.
Let me take you back to January 2009. It was a cold, frosty morning. Not like them picture postcard ones, like them ones that made you feel really cold and miserable. It'd been a really tough Christmas. Claire was 6 months pregnant, off work, feeling crap. And my building business was really struggling. I was out there in the cold, cutting hedges to cover the mortgage. Not really what I'd imagined when I set up my building business. So, I was working with a good friend of mine, Leo. We went and sat in a van to warm up and have a coffee. I received a text from a lady called Jan Dalby. That text went along the lines of, "Hi, are you open to other ways of earning money in partnership with a major British PLC? How soon can we get together?" That was it. So I turned to Leo, I handed him the phone, and just said, "What do you reckon to that then, mate?" "What do you reckon?" he said. "Delete it, mate, it's a scam." I thought no more of it, so I got home to Claire, my lovely wife. "Claire, look what I got today." Showed her the text. What do you reckon she said? "Oh, Gary, delete it, it's a scam." So me being me, I went and sat in my office. And I texted Jan Dalby, N-O-W.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes, the phone rang. Jan didn't tell me much, other than she had to get together with me, so booked an appointment with me the very next day. Anyway, next day, I get in from work, done what I normally do, jumped in the shower, chucked on my scruffy jogs, t-shirt, chilling out. Then there's the knock at the door. So you can picture my face when I opened that door, and there stood Jan and Clive Dalby in full business dress. Clive Dalby, 6 foot plus, big posh blazer. Jan Dalby in a black and red business suit. I thought to myself, bloody hell, I've let myself in for here. So I invited them in, walked them through the hallway, into the lounge, and they started to do a presentation. Claire, She was quite rude. She sat there, feet up on the recliner, arms folded, watching EastEnders, turning the volume up. Anyone that knew Clive Dalby would know he didn't take too kindly to that and asked us to keep turning it down. Apparently, when Clive left that night, he turned to Jan and said, "Them guys, they'll never do anything." Isn't that interesting? Remember, Wes prejudged me as well. I wouldn't give him an answer that evening, so I invited him to a COP, which is an opportunity presentation. The key thing here was, they said they would collect us. So 2 days later, when I got in from work, at 5:45, all I wanted to do, sit down, chill out, and have a can of beer. I was greeted with, "You need to get in that bloody shower. That posh couple you had here the other night, collecting us soon." I just said, "Cancel it, don't worry." She said, "We can't, I'll already be on the way. Get in the shower." So here's a top tip. If you've got a guest going to a COP, collect them wherever possible. I probably wouldn't have been in this business now if I hadn't gone to a COP that night. After the COP, I still wanted to think about it. So Jan just said, "Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll pop back to see you tomorrow evening, because even if you don't want to join, you may as well make the most of the customer benefits." Jan and Clive turned up that Friday evening, and we sat at our kitchen table. This was the times before the tablet. So Jan laid out 2 forms, a partner application and a customer application. And this is where she was really clever. She pointed at one of them forms and said, "I tell you what, if you fill that one in first, you'll get paid for filling that one in." So as you can imagine, I turned to Claire. It wasn't the most positive thing. Just said, "Come on, look. We've just about got the money on the credit card. Let's give this a go." That was the night we joined Utility Warehouse. Next morning, get a phone call from Jan saying, "What are you doing tomorrow?" "I don't know. Don't think we got any plans." "Fancy coming to a major function?" I thought to myself, "Ooh, major function? That sounds painful." You've got to remember, I was a builder. The only functions I knew about happened in a pub on a Friday and Saturday night. Jan and Clive picked us up that Sunday morning and took us to Croydon to that function. That was the first time I heard from people such as Steve Critchley, Jimmy Chapman, Robin Brooks. But there was one speaker that day that really struck a chord with me. And that was a guy by the name of Jogger Shoper. Jogger told a story about how he plugged into COPs and events and how he just got to know people in the business. He also said that at his first big event, he went to see Barry the Book from Knowledge is King, bought 2 carry bags full of personal development. Apparently that day, somebody tried to mock him, turned to him and said, "God, you read that lot, you'll be an SGL." Jogger just stood there and said, "That's the point, surely." That was my introduction to personal development. A week later, I was due to go and get in start skills. The day before, I had an accident at work, which ended up with suspected ruptured spleen, very painful broken ribs, and an overnight stay in hospital. I had to discharge myself the next morning just so I could get to that training. Have you seen already today, training's changed somewhat since them days, but that day for me was a very, very long day. Give the trainers the due, they tried to make it fun, but fun wasn't what I was looking for. Got to remember, every time I laughed, it bloody killed me. So with that done, Jan and Clive set us a target. Do you think you could get 6 customers in the next 8 days? Can't see why not. Less than 1 a day. I was new, I didn't know any better. So on day 8, we signed our 6th customer. And unbeknown to us, they qualified for a team leader bonus. They also set us another target, and they were very coy with this one because they'd already sussed something out of them. They said, for every customer I sign by the end of February, they'd give me a bottle of wine. There was one caveat though, and that was that I had to have at least 12 customers. 28th of February, I signed our 12th customer. It's amazing what you do for 12 bottles of wine. I hadn't realised the importance of them setting that target, but was truly grateful when I realised I'd qualified for a refund of our joining fee, meaning I could pay that money back off our credit card. As in them days, you had to get 12 customers to get your joining fee refunded. You lot don't know how lucky you are that you get 3 customers. March was wiped out, taking Claire in and out of hospital, culminating in Liam being born on the 16th of March by emergency caesarean C-section, 4 weeks early. One of the proudest days of my life. At this time, I had a serious bout of depression. Financial stresses getting on top of me. My self-belief at an all-time low. Feeling of failure, bringing a life into this world when everything around me was crumbling. Claire was my rock at the time. So let's hear from her.
It's great that you all see Gary looking so confident today, and a lot of you know him as a confident person. But it hasn't always been like that. There's been times when Gary had spent days in bed, sometimes 3 at a time. I used to have to phone friends and family, or upline Jan, to come and get him out of the house. I'd stand in the garden and make the phone call so that he couldn't hear me, and they'd phone back 5 or 10 minutes later, asking what he was doing and if he wanted to go out for a coffee. It was hard at the time. I had to keep the business and the family going, and keep us all together. But it's been great the way that this business has really helped us, even through the tough times.
April came. We set to work gathering customers, attending and training events, and just doing what Jogger said he did. We got to a COP at every opportunity and started reading and listening to personal development. At the COPs and events, I made sure I introduced myself to the speakers, as they were the ones who truly inspired me. I felt out of depth. I struggled communicating. But I started to notice there was people around me that started to believe in me. Late summer 2009, I had to close my building business and take on the debt personally. We nearly lost our house. I had to go and get a job at a local petrol station, working nights just to pay the mortgage. But on the 21st of every month, we got paid something by Utility Warehouse. That money we got every month paid for essentials for Liam, such as nappies, baby food, rusks. We were never going to quit. Top tip here, guys. When you first get started in this business, it doesn't have to be about the big houses and the fancy cars. There's millions and millions of families out there that could really benefit from the extra income in the early days to pay for their essentials. Times were tough. We carried on following Jogger's lead. Just cracked on with the business, attending everything we could, and listening to and reading personal development. Within 18 months, we'd hit 50 plus. But more importantly, we got a share option certificate in the post. It had long words in it. I didn't really understand it, so I just chucked it in the drawer. You know how life is though. You get distracted. Life took over. October 2010, the day job with Todd had taken over. We pretty much stopped working the business. Realistically, we were only attending Jan and Clive's team meeting on a monthly basis. But we never missed a major event. Express Day, Mad Day, kick-offs, we got to them all. We did get the odd customer, but basically, we were inactive. I remember sitting at home, feeling very down, not long after losing my dad. Getting a phone call out of the blue from Wes Linden. Wes simply said, "Hi Gaz, how's it going?" Not once did he question me about my lack of activity in the business. He just wanted to know that we were okay, and let us know he was there if we needed anything. I'd like to thank Wes for that phone call that day, because he made me realise that we weren't just a number, made me look again at what we really had. After all, we kept getting paid, month in, month out. We weren't really doing anything. So here's another top tip. I know that personally, I'd have struggled, and I've been quite embarrassed getting back into the business. Wes called me with no talk about my activity, just my well-being. That was like an olive branch being handed to me with no pressure. So why don't we all just go and pick up the phone, speak to everyone in our businesses, and hand them that olive branch. Just say, how's it going? They might need the money for their essentials. Anyway, July 2013, our share options matured. What did that mean? That meant that we could have our first family holiday for 7 years. luggage in the car and seeing how excited the kids were about going on an aeroplane. More importantly though, was the quality time we had as a family on that holiday in Lanzarote, creating lifelong memories. We'll never forget it. So we plodded on, helping at events like this wherever we could. We got to know the phone numbers of people like Mark Adams, Stuart Ritchie, Christine Wise. Could speak to them on a personal basis. We created some great friends in this business. It was amazing, totally amazing. So, why don't you volunteer at your next COP on the signing desk? Or next time there's an event in your area, why don't you just help? Rattle a bucket, help on the signing desk, whatever that's needed. You'll get yourself known, get to talk to the leaders in business. This is where I started to grow my knowledge and belief by getting close to these guys. In the first week of January this year, I remember going to my first COP of the year. I got to the section about mini owners, asking them to stand up. I beat myself up. After all, I should have had this bloody mini ages ago. I promised myself that January was the month I was going to do it. But me, being me, got to the 29th of the month, still no customers. On the 30th and the 31st of January, I signed the last 4 gold customers I required to finally qualify for that.
Go on.
I remember posting it on the Facebook forum and getting loads and loads of messages of congratulations and stuff. We were totally blown away. Even from people we didn't really know. One thing that will stick with me about the whole ordering process though was the day we got the email asking whose name should we register the mini in. How proud you think I felt when I could turn to my wife and say, how do you fancy having the first brand new car? Amazing feeling. We collected the mini from our new head office. And it was an amazing day with some amazing friends. We were actually the first people to get our name on the welcome screen in New NHQ. Welcome and congratulations, Gary and Claire Murray, to Network HQ for the collection of your brand new mini. We even beat David Cameron. But more importantly, that day to me was about being able to share the experience with my 17-year-old daughter Kira and my little boy Liam. And then to drive home and pick up my 15-year-old son Owen in their first brand new car. They've heard my story. I was a builder when I joined this business. A builder lacking self-confidence. And if it wasn't for events like this, the associations, the friendships, the personal development, I'd still be a builder who'd lost his business and possibly his house because of the debt. I've shown you that we've had challenges along the way. We only have 4 members of our immediate family to ever sign up as our customers. Just 4. We've had some so-called friends snub us We put this business down when life got in the way, but were kept in by people who had belief in us. This business gave me hope when I felt the world was against me. The personal development journey I've been on, life-changing. So hopefully, today, I've shown you that someone with no self-confidence or belief in themselves can progress in this business. Just plug into the system, associate with those that are successful, and most importantly, never, ever quit. Thank you.